First of
Okay.
all, how are you? How's your day going?
I'm doing good. I'm at work right now, but we just finished our order for a recent shelter. So we're kind of just at a standstill right now. So it gives me a perfect time for this meeting.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So, as you may know, we're gonna have like an interview um like your job at QuickHaven, about when you were unsheltered, and this may I mean, if some of the questions trigger something or you don't feel comfortable answering some questions, you're in your right to not answer them, of course, or just answer whatever you want, how you feel comfortable. So
Yeah.
I think we can just start. So I would like to know, how was your life before being part of the QuickHaven team?
I was in and out of jail. Was homeless on the streets. Just certain situations of being on the streets, trying to find somewhere to sleep. That I would get arrested for trespassing, or sometimes I wouldn't have food, so I'd have to steal food, to survive. But this last time I got out of jail, I got put in with this program that got me straight into a shelter, into a homeless shelter right when I got out of jail. And probably, I want to say, about a month after being there, I got an interview for QuickHaven, and I really nailed the interview. They really liked me, and I started working for them shortly after that. And then I stayed at the shelter for about 4 months, which you could stay there for up to 6 months, but I stayed there 4 months. I was working, everything was going good, and then my grandma let me move in with her, and yeah, it's been great ever since. I'm making good money. I'm staying out of trouble. I'm staying completely sober, and I'm saving up for a car right now. And yeah, it's going really good.
Sounds awesome. Do you have any like anecdotes or stories when you were homeless?
Story. So yeah, because I was on the streets for five years here in Santa Rosa, California. And while I was homeless, I started getting accustomed with that lifestyle. I had a daily routine of, I could go here for a free lunch, I could go here for dinner, or I could go here for, warm clothes. And I kind of got stuck in that cycle. That's where it gets really dangerous, in my opinion. When you're homeless, you get stuck in this cycle, you get used to it, and it's just a recurring cycle, and it's so hard to get out of that cycle and actually make progress, because you're just kind of stuck in that cycle of trying to survive, like fight or flight. So yeah, um, I'd say, yeah, once I got into the shelter and I got the interview for QuickHaven, I finally got out of that cycle and finally was able to make some progress in my life.
Okay, what got you into homelessness? Just to know.
I'm sorry?
What got you into homelessness? Like, how was like the process for you to like get into that situation?
Was how I got into homelessness. I was living with family, and I could never really keep a job. I had a really hard time keeping a job. Like, it was either miss too many days of work, or I lost transportation. Um, and I struggled from like some mental health stuff as well that really helped me. Or it's hard for me to keep a job, like really bad anxiety and stuff like that. And I was just really tired of being a burden on my family. I couldn't keep a job. I couldn't really make any progress. I couldn't really be independent. So I decided to just, I heard about all the services, all the homeless services in Santa Rosa, California. And so I went there thinking that, with all the services, I'd really get off the streets faster. But, I got into drugs. I got accustomed to, being around homeless people, into that circle of people there. And then I kind of just got stuck there. So.
Okay, now I understand. Sounds very hard, actually. I'm sorry that you had to go through that. But like, what do you think was like lacking for part of like the system, you know, like things that you encounter that you think if this could have happened or if I had access to this, I think you could go out of homelessness faster, you know, like things that you think that are needed in the system.
I feel like if there would have been easy access to get into shelters and a better and like not just a shelter where you go there to stay, but a shelter that actually has people to help you find a job or stay sober. So yeah, where I was at, there was a lack of that, a lack of shelters where you could actually go to and not just stay there, but ones where they actually help you make progress from when you leave the shelter.
Okay, I understand. Yeah, like a lack of institutions that can help you out, like transition properly, right?
Yeah, yes.
Okay. And when you got into the shelter that actually helped you like transition, how was like how was that shelter in particular? What that shelter had that helped you get out of that situation?
That shelter, when you entered that shelter, they gave you a caseworker, and she would meet with you every like 2 weeks, and kind of ask what I'm doing to help better my situation and stuff like that, and they help you with resources, and they help you with this program called like Job Link, where they can help you with clothes and resume building and stuff like that. And they have a lady who works for them who is really good at getting people interviews for certain companies. And then I got put on the list for the interview for QuickHaven, and that's what really helped, because that was really one of my hardest things, to find a job, was actually being able to nail the interview, get a resume and actually get put in front of somebody and tell them what I'm looking for in a job. And they helped me really get quick access to that, and that right there made a big difference.
Awesome. And now, like on a lighter note, how has QuickHaven like helped you transition and change like your lifestyle? I would like to know how has the company like helped you out?
It's helped me out a lot. They helped me with transportation. Like I can just ride my bike to the smart train. They pay for my smart train pass, to get to and from my grandma's house and to work. Really cool company. They always keep the little kitchen area stocked with food and coffee, so we don't really have to bring a lunch or anything. They help us out with that. Really good hours. If I'm late, if I'm an hour late or 30 minutes late, they're really understanding. Because a lot of the people that work here, they're formerly homeless, or we still got life stuff going on, so they're really really understandable company, and I can tell they really care about their employees. And yeah, good money, good hours, and yeah, my life is just definitely taken a way better path ever since I started working.
Awesome. What is your favorite thing about your work, about what you do?
The thing about this job is that we're building, we're building these units, and these units are going to help someone who's homeless, like I've been homeless, be suffer less from being homeless. It's going to give them shelter, so that's a really good feeling, knowing that I'm doing something that's making a difference.
It's very like noble, like a very noble job.
Yes,
It's it's like a full cycle, you know, like you're being in the streets and now you're helping people get out of the streets. It must be very, very like wholesome for you.
yes, very, very. And I'd say my favorite thing about actually when I'm like working in the shop is when we get all the walls and all the flooring done, we we assemble the unit, we put it all together to make sure it fits all right before we ship it out. And that's really rewarding when everything just goes together perfect, no problems. And yeah, it's really satisfactory.
And now a little bit more about your life. What is your favorite thing about your home, about your house?
Like like where I'm living now.
Yeah, where you're living now.
Where I'm living now, I'm really glad that that my grandma lets me stay with her because she feels a lot safer. She's 80 years old. She just lives with her and her little Chihuahua. And yeah, so when I'm there, I could always help her, with the TV if something goes wrong, and she sleeps a lot better at night, so knowing someone else is there. So my favorite thing is being able to be trusted again by my family members, knowing that I'm working, being able to pay my bills, and yeah, I'm glad that I can. That's probably my favorite thing, to be able to be trusted by my family again and given an opportunity to uh, been the opportunity for their help. So to be trusted again, my favorite thing is to be able to help and be trusted. And I'm glad they're really proud of me because I'm doing well, and it feels really, really.
That's very insightful. Thank you for sharing that. Like, that's very personal.
Yeah.
And I thought like people may like answer like, well, my couch or my TV, but that answer was very hard feeling. So thank you for that. And now, what are your hopes for your future?
My hopes for my future, I really want to stay with this company as long as I can. I really like the hours. I really like the people I work with. I really believe in this unit. I'm actually inside of one right now. This is where I'm doing the interview because we have one set up, the prototype set up outside of our work. So I'm saving up for a car. I'm thinking of, eventually maybe getting an apartment of my own car, and a girlfriend eventually. That's what I'm. Yeah, that's what I'm really looking forward to. To
Sounds
be
awesome.
independent, pay my own bills, and yeah, I really want that.
You will get it, I'm sure. And now that you're in a unit, I would like to know, what is your favorite thing about the shelters, like about the units itself?
My favorite thing about the shelter is it's pretty good size, and they're really easy to take apart and to disassemble and disassemble. There's plenty of light. Got a window right here, the door, plenty of plug-ins. It's just I feel like it's the perfect size. For one person. You can put a bunk bed right here. Um, there's a place for a heater. Um, yeah, I really like it. I think it's a really cool design, and it looks nice on the outside as well.
Awesome. Yeah, they're very beautiful and
Yeah.
like perfect size for perfect fit for a single person. That's true.
Yeah.
And just on a last note, I would like to know if you can say some words of hope for someone experiencing homelessness or someone that has been in that situation that you have been before.
My words of encouragement would be, if I can do it, you can do it. And it's just really a matter of getting out of that cycle that, how I was explaining earlier. It's really hard to get out of that cycle. And another thing is changing who you hang around, because if you hang around people that are homeless and are doing drugs, it's going to be really hard for you to get out of that circle, stop doing drugs, start doing things to not be homeless. So I would say, look into as much resources as you can, and don't hang around people that are a bad influence. Because I did that for 5 years, thinking that they were my friends, but they were really just holding me back and holding me down. They weren't really looking out for my best interests. They were really just looking out for their best interests. So I recommend just really focusing on yourself, and you can do it. If I can do it, anybody can do it. Just, yeah, I've been through some rough stuff, some close calls, and I'm really lucky to be alive, and I'm just really, really, really thankful, really grateful, and excited to see how this plays out.
Okay, thank you for those words. And I hope your aspirations for the future come true, and that you keep this wonderful job that you have, and you get your card and your girlfriend and and your independence. And thank you so much for this interview. It was very wholesome, and I hope we can maybe talk in the future for social media and stuff. You have a lot of presence, and you're very eloquent. So thank you very much for this interview.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
So yeah, Maria Andre, you want to